ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And welcome back to StarLadder Season 9. We've got the EU portion coming up, and we've got 5 games ahead of us. God's joining me for Game 1, and then Relini will roll out of bed and join me for the remainder.
Yeah, you've got me at my worst, so I hope you're on top of your game. It's your first game of the day. Be like,
what a combination.
Your peak's yet to come, I'm just at the crash, and whew, we're in for a good one.
Well, I thank you for joining me, my friend. We've got Cloud9 versus Ahead, first game. Any thoughts before we hop into the draft?
I enjoy watching Cloud9, just the way they do like unconventional lanes. They like to do these kind of off-lane dual lanes with Envy. Envy's gone from like, he's still the carry player, but he plays carry in the off-lane with a support, so I think that's one of the cooler things to see with this team. And
yeah.
It's always fun.
The past few days as well. His Morphling, he's been heading in, so very versatile team. They have been fun to watch, that's for darn sure. Let's go ahead and hop into our draft. Alright, so nothing too crazy so far. Cloud9 start off with their first pick Visage in true Cloud9 style. The Owie 2000 hero, one of his signatures that he's pretty impressive with.
Oh yeah. Against Empire, Cloud9 were undefeated with Visage in this current patch, so they were like 8-0 or something, and then they picked up a loss against Empire the other day, unfortunately. But that's all. So Morphling, you mentioned Envy's been playing quite a bit of it, so somewhat of a deny pick, but Ahead at the same time, it's not that often that Cloud9 pick it up in the first stage, so if they want to deny it, you can just ban it in that second stage.
Yeah, a very good point. What are your thoughts about Morphling overall? Are you a fan, or are you a Morphling hater like myself and Ben?
Oh, man. I feel like you kind of suggest I have to hate on the hero now.
No, you don't have to. We can disagree, but I'm just curious.
He's good. He's a very viable hero, just situational, which is where I don't like seeing him as a first pick.
Yeah, and it is pretty rare that...
I think some carries are much more versatile, so you see him first pick, like I see like a Doom or a Lifestealer picked up very early in the draft. Then he dropped, but Morphling, I sometimes worry about when he's picked up this early on.
Yeah, and one of the good things about Morphling is that he is rather mobile compared to a lot of carries. With Waveform, once he gets Replicate up, he can be a little bit harder to gank than a lot of your traditional hard carries, so that is one thing he brings to the team's not wasting any time with the 3rd and 4th bans. Cloud9 were punished a little bit here. You see they don't have much bonus time. They were a little bit late getting to the game this morning. And actually, Ahead does have a stand-in, which... let's overlay. Who are they missing? We've got Sigma. It is Undershock that we're missing. Okay. And there will be a stand-in named Ami.
The rest of the guys played in the last StarLadder though, so I recognize them for the most part. I remember Obi-Wan, Seema's quite a solid player, RZQ and Judo, so this is a team with some potential, but they're obviously going up against a big name in Cloud9. Cloud9, they get their wish. This is Mirana Visage lane, where Sing plays safe lane Mirana, you put your Visage on AUI 2000. He's kind of supporting the safe lane. I say kind of because he kind of just farms the jungle. Like he's not really supporting. He's just there to get farm while letting Sing get farm. And then you do this Pilot Eye Wisp plus hero Gyro, Luna. They did Storm Spirit the other day. They did a Wisp Storm Spirit offlane, and it worked out fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's interesting about Cloud9 is you see them pick Wisp, and you instantly think, okay, what is that classic combo? Is tiny? Will it be something like a CK? And they don't really do anything quite that crafty, quite that predictable. They like to just throw in Wisp with whichever carry they're comfortable with in that game, which is a nice.
Have to see what they, as far as what they look to get for the mid lane, which may be more Bone 7's hero. He's not traditionally their mid laner, but when they go for these kind of drafts, it sometimes puts him in mid lane. Maybe you send the Sing Sing Mirana mid, depending on what kind of a matchup they expect him to get there, though.
Pick for a head, another support that I'm quite fond of. Dazzle and Disruptor, two of my favorite supports on this patch, actually. Disruptor
and Dazzle?
Yeah. Just in general, but together it's a little bit lackluster together, actually. Generally, I'd like to see at least one support have a true hard disable. You know, Visage has familiar stun.
Yeah.
And with these two supports, Disruptor brings a lot of utility, a lot of tempo control, but he still doesn't have a true disable. He's got some silence, kinetic field, and some very unique abilities. And Dazzle, albeit does lack the hard crowd controls. Poison Touch, hard pressed to really label that a stun.
Yes, and looking at their core heroes, they've got the Batrider Lasso, but apart from that, they haven't got the best overall lockdown. So, how look to make these two supports fit into this lineup. I do like the Disruptor against the IO always. Just Glimpse being able to use when he relocates him, just being able to glimpse someone back. But at the same time, they're not really Cloud9 aren't really looking to use like a traditional Wisp CK ganking kind of combo. Like, so that's where it's like, well, sure, you've got a Glimpse to send someone back, but the way Pilot Eye plays Wisp is he's not using that relocate to go for these aggressive ganks.
Isn't too bad against Puck and Mirana, two heroes that have positioning tools, so anyone that can traverse a rather large area in a short amount of time doesn't fare quite as well against Disruptor as some others, you know, someone like Visage or what have you. Ahead, we'll go ahead and ban out the Storm Spirit, so that's the position 1 Storm that you were mentioning. I think it's pretty safe to assume Puck will be their solo mid hero, though I suppose he could also go in the off lane if Cloud9 want to switch it up a little bit.
The Cloud9 one more ban. What do they want to get here?
VOD, interesting.
Yeah, I think going to be in the safe lane and no mid hero there, and also just an annoying hero in general for Puck or anyone to match up against mid,
especially Puck. Though.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as Wisp partners go, I envy the CK tiny type heroes. It's more likely to be your Gyro, your Luna.
Luna is still available, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I head ban out the Centaur.
Ooh, they go Slack.
Over what could have been a Luna.
There's a lot of squishy heroes on the other side of the map. And Puck's, if you can get the Blink Silence before he pops a Dark Pack, can be quite good at killing him. But yeah, in general, Slack should fit in pretty nicely to this lineup of the heads.
Yeah. And
the Envy Dro. This, I think it's going to be Wisp in the off lane. It just seems to be how Cloud9 generally lane things, but maybe they look to do something a bit different here with a slightly harder carry in the Dro, but Cloud9, because they're just so creative with their lanes. And
what do you think about Dro right now, in general? Do you think she's fairly strong? Better, stronger or weaker than Morphling?
Weaker.
Weaker? Okay.
Yes, but it's, well, I don't think you can just like compare her and say one's better than the other. I think there's more situations where Morphling is a good hero than Dro is a good hero. If that makes sense. Yeah. That's how I would word that.
Yeah.
So I think Morphling is more viable. I don't think it's so like it's not like this hero is better than the other.
Yeah. Well,
it's all about what kind of fits within most drafts, which is generally Morphling.
Dro seems a little bit more hit or miss. I think the biggest problem is her ultimate is just so easy to
get in melee range.
You just hop, like, especially with someone like a Slark, you just pounce on top of her, and then what does she do? She can try and silence you back and use that new positioning tool, but other than that, she pretty much just has to stand her ground. So
a lot of Drows go for this. Like they don't really get too many points in. Well, like I guess the ulti is kind of irrelevant, but like the aura, they've been going more kind of frost arrow stats. 1 point in the Gus is what Arteezy likes to do. So.
Yeah, just get that value point for the positioning.
It's often a very stats heavy Drow build that at least Arteezy likes to go for.
Their squishy hero, less than 500 starting hit points. The precision aura usually just synergizes well with pushing strats more than anything else.
Yes.
So.
And they've got 5 range heroes here. Like these heroes will all quite strongly benefit from the 1 point in precision aura maybe early on. You only get 6% extra with each one, so you almost just get that 1 value point. Your whole team gets plus 5 to 10 damage in the early game, and later on you get some more points. So
yeah, it's definitely a much more effective ability if you have a Shen or someone like a Lycan, someone that has some creeps that you can use to flash push down towers.
Yeah.
She'll pause. It will actually be a Bone 7 puck here, so he will be in the off lane. It looks like Sing Sing on the Mirana, so he'll probably be solo mid, as Sing Sing tends to do. Highlight Die will be on the Wisp, and then up top here we've got Eternal Envy on the Drow Ranger, and of course Howie 2000 playing on his Visage. Certainly no surprise about that. As
for the Radiant side, it's going to be Team Ahead Gaming. We've got Seema the Slayer playing the offlane Batrider. We've got the stand-in Amei playing the solo mid Slark. We're going to see Judo on the Morphling. We've got Obi-Wan Banan playing the Disruptor, and then finally that leaves Arzik on the Dazzle.
Be going for a safe lane Shry lane and protecting that Morphling and their 2 supports.
Yeah, for Ahead, absolutely. For Cloud9, they're going to go with this Wisp offlane dual lane, but not with Envy's here. It's going to be with Sing here, so it looks like a Wisp Mirana dual lane. And they can still get a decent amount out of this lane. They're going to just play this passively and just prioritize last hitting, and with an early point in Drower, they get some decent... I mean, just plus 5 damage for 2 heroes in the offlane is a pretty big deal as far as helping them last hit and deny, so...
Yeah. So, again, Cloud9 switching it up a little bit. Sing Sing is usually their mid hero. Bone 7 will be going mid here playing puck, so perhaps they were originally planning for an off-lane puck and they're trying to get a read on Ahead as we get some lag spikes.
The battle begins.
We're dropping frames like crazy here, gods.
That's not good.
First blood.
First blood. It was ours all along.
Better swim for it.
We say no.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Invisibility! Double kill. By what right?
Your hopes fade tonight.
Bless you. Dazzle! I was on double kill. Dismount from life.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Your modern wit is wasted on these gross beings.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Be a stranger. Hey, thanks.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bridge creatures.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Gather round, deep sun. Out of my way!
Double damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Stay near.
To the dice.
Spawned yet.
Will you not rise in my presence?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Swiftly now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hard landing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Monster kill! Triple kill!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Triple kill!
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.